You launch a campaign, work tirelessly for weeks, hit your numbers, and then you do it all over again next month. It's the campaign treadmill, and it's the single biggest reason why most marketing departments feel burnout and stuck. After 12 years in different marketing teams, I've seen that the most successful companies aren't the ones that are best at launching campaigns. They're the ones that are best at building a growth engine. In this video, we're going to get you off that treadmill for good. We'll break down why the campaign-first mentality is a trap, how to shift an orchestrated management approach, the pillars of sustainable growth, and a practical blueprint to start implementing this on your own business. Let's talk more about this campaign treadmill. The campaign treadmill is an addiction to short-term fixes. We get a sugar rush from a launch, but the results quickly fade, and we're back to step one. This fire and forget mentality means we're constantly focused on individual tactics and we miss the bigger strategic picture. I work with a B2B software company that was completely addicted to this. Their whole marketing team was judged on one metric, marketing qualified leads, or MQLs. Every month was a new webinar, new ebook, and new events just to hit their MQL number. The team was exhausted and the sales team was complaining that the leads were terrible. The metric that blinded them was lead volume. They were so focused on hitting that top-of-funnel number that they completely ignored their lead-to-customer conversion rate, which was less than 1%. They were celebrating a full bucket but ignoring that it was 99% holes. That's the campaign treadmill in a nutshell. So let's go from ad-hoc to orchestrated management. Getting off the treadmill requires a shift from ad-hoc campaigns to an orchestrated marketing engine. This means taking a 360-degree view and integrating your own media, like your website and email list, your earned media, like PR and social proof, and your paid media, like Google and social ads, so they all work in synergy. When I explain this to a non-marketer like a CEO, I use a car analogy. I tell them, right now your team is focused on campaigns, which is like having a bunch of different drivers who only know how to stomp on the gas pedal. It's loud, it burns a lot of fuel, and it's jerky. A marketing engine, on the other hand, is the entire system. It's the pistons, your processes, the fuel, your data, and the transmission or your tech stack all working together smoothly. My job isn't to stamp the gas, it's to build and fine-tune the engine so that every time anyone touches the gas, we move forward efficiently and predictably. Let's talk about the pillars of sustainable growth. A powerful marketing engine is built on three key pillars. First is customer lifecycle mapping. This means you stop focusing only on acquisition and start optimizing every touchpoint the customer has with your brand, from their first visit to their 10th purchase. And without a doubt, the most overlooked touchpoint is the post-purchase onboarding experience. So many companies spend millions to get a customer, and the second that customer pays, they're thrown into a generic welcome email and forgotten. A well-crafted 30-day onboarding sequence that educates, provides value, and reinforces their decision to buy from you will do more for your long-term growth by reducing churn than any flashy new acquisition campaign. The second pillar is brand equity building, investing in your long-term perception and loyalty. And the third is marketing tech stack optimization, which means using tools to create efficiency and gather intelligence, not just to send more emails. It's now time for future-proofing your marketing. Building an engine isn't a one-time task. You have to build it to be adaptable. This is where concepts like AI and Agile marketing come in. Agile marketing sounds complicated, but it's really just about building the habit of rapid learning and iteration. You don't need a complex new system to get started. Here's a practical tip for any small team that wants to start being more agile next week. Implement a weekly wins and hurdle meeting. It's 1 hour every Monday. The format is simple. First, what was our biggest win last week? Second, what was our biggest hurdle or learning? Third, based on that, what is the one single thing we will test or focus on this week? It forces the team to stop planning in months and start iteration in days. It builds the muscle of rapid learning. Now is the time for the blueprint. So, how do you actually start building this engine? It begins with a ruthless focus on what truly matters. When I start working with a new company to build their marketing management roadmap, the first question I ask is always the same, and it usually makes people uncomfortable. I ask, if you are legally required to stop doing 50% of your current marketing activities, what would you cut? And what would you absolutely fight to the death to keep? It forces them to immediately confront what they believe is actually driving value versus what they're just doing out of habit. Their answer tells me everything I need to know about their current strategy clarity and gives us the starting point for our roadmap. This is it, guys. The shift from being a campaign launcher to a growth architect is the most important evolution a marketer can make. It's the difference between constantly chasing short-term targets and building a predictable, scalable system that creates long-term value. Here's your action plan. Take that question I just shared and ask it to your own team, or even just to yourself. If I had to cut 50% of my marketing activities, what would I cut? And what would I keep? Be brutally honest. Your answer is the first step on your roadmap to getting off the campaign treadmill for good. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you want to start defining the marketing strategy, I suggest you watch the video about how to define your target audience on my channel. Thank you again. See you soon.